haven't seen the episode, we have to talk with a bit of spoilers. Not a bit, actually, a lot of spoilers. Because we just have to address the things that happen. There's something very specific that we do want to talk about. So, first of all, Matty, from all of those 3 episodes, which one is your favorite, actually?
The third one, by far.
Okay.
The ending.
Oh, okay.
The interaction between the orcs and the way it went down was probably my favorite. But yeah, grimdark as usual.
Yeah, it's very grimdark. Although I did get a very interesting comment on our previous review, by the way, that said that Sisters of Battle don't actually act the way that they do here. That they were not that mean or whatever. Do you have any comment on that?
Okay, so my comment to that person would be that the novitiate was on a pennant run. She was lucky to be alive because she unalived one of her co-novitiates. And it apparently was done by accident during training. But with all militant type factions within the Imperium, of course, she was looked at with suspicion and narrow-mindedness, and a lot of the sisters were wondering why she was still alive and still allowed to continue to be alive. Her superior obviously saw something in her and knew that she was worthy of saving and gave her that opportunity. So the fact that that person was stating that they don't act like that, oh, they very much do act like that. I can guarantee you they do. I know for a fact that a sister turned in her entire sisterhood place where they were training and living in the fortress. Their entire group got turned into the Inquisition because one particular sister was too perfect. Her uniform was always too perfect. Her prayers, too perfect. Her chores and her daily duties, too perfect, too excessive. And so she called the Inquisition on her fellow sisters. And the Inquisition showed up. And they got that sister to confess that she had been corrupted by Slaanesh. And so what ended up happening? What do you think ended up happening? Do you think they let those other sisters go? Everybody died, including the one that made the accusation. She was tortured just as much as the others were. And that's
Christ.
Just the way this... Yeah, that's the way the sisterhood is. I mean, everybody is suspicious. You got to take how China was back in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and ramp it up like 10,000. Like, you looked at your neighbor with complete and utter suspicion, and that's the way it is in the sisterhood. You saw what happened with that one episode where that one particular sister wanted to kill the survivors of that world when the Necrons invaded, and she was all about killing them because in her eyes they didn't have enough faith to turn the tide of battle.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that. That was horrible. That's
so
horrible.
To say that they don't act like that, brother, please. It's the same argument I had that I'm having on YouTube. Someone was talking about Gaunt. Was it Gaunt's Ghost? Where a commissar escorted a group of Marines that were supposed to do a hit and run, but they were doing so well they decided that they wanted to stick it out and fight, and the commissar pulled his gun and told them to withdraw and follow orders, and everyone's like, oh, they just respected him, that's why they didn't take his head off, blah 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 blah. No, it's because it's a strict, rigid. How would you go back to your camp and say, oh yeah, I just happened to blow my commissar's head off because he wouldn't let me fight? You think those Marines are gonna like walk away? No. Everything is suspicion. Everybody's looking at everybody with utter, complete suspicion and wondering if they're the next heretic that's going to cause them problems. Mm. So,
well,
yeah.
What really hurts in this episode is that, again, guys, spoilers, that the sister did everything. She did have potential. And her superior believed in her and all those things. She delivered the relic, and she was still put in this horrible device. That's probably, you gotta tell me what that is.
It's the Penitent engine.
So what does it do?
She was put in the Penitent engine for being successful. She should have died. is what they felt.
Oh, that's so. Oh, yeah. I understood that, but I don't know what it does to her exactly. I mean, it looks horrible.
So it is a penitent engine is basically the sisters of battle version of a dreadnought. Only ecclesiarchy and the worst sinners go in it, and they are kept in it and pumped full of drugs, and they are basically frenzied, put into a frenzy and let loose on the battlefield, and they go out there killing everything and anything with no armor, basically trying to die for their sins. And they are pumped so full of drugs and filled with so much pain and rage that they see their faces on the enemy eventually, and that's their whole thing is to kill. The penitent engine is the worst possible thing you could be put into.
Oh, so they are certainly going to die. There's no
forgiveness there. The only forgiveness you get is the Emperor's mercy when you die.
Great. So this is so grimdark. This is
I tried to tell you, like, this was what was when she said, "Don't put me in that thing," and they sealed her up inside. It was like, oh snap! They don't even show what happens to her. It's like that's the worst thing that could possibly happen to a sister of battle. Like, she'd have been better off being a sister and being a sister of Repentia. No.
This was so bad, and I felt so bad for her because she did everything and she succeeded. So why? I mean, I know that they're absolutely religious, crazy zealots. I know that. But it doesn't occur to them that maybe it's the Emperor's will that she succeeded, and that is what made her. That is basically what relieved her of her guilt, and they should have just accepted her to the sisterhood because she redeemed herself. But they didn't see that as redemption. They saw that as the opposite. Like, how did you survive, but the other sisters died? Well, they died because they died. That's what happened. Like, factually.
Any other circumstance, she'd have been elevated. But she had sinned one of the greatest sins that a sister can do. She killed a fellow sister.
Yeah, what?
Or a novitiate.
Yeah, no, but I'm sure that they know that things happen in training. So what is the other
Empress,
situation?
you can't think like we
Logic.
do.
Yeah, I know.
You can't think like that. We are talking, I tripped and my bolter went off and a round skipped off the ground and took out the novitiate across the range. That's an accident. Oh no, that's not how it works. Oh, how do we know that you didn't make yourself trip and weren't empowered by chaos to make that trick shot? Like, that's just the way the 40K works. You don't think of, well, she made it, she did it, she reached the finish line, she brought the relic to the shrine where it was needed, and what did she get for it? But it's because the other sisters didn't see her the way that her superior saw her, and her superior was no longer there to support her and carry her and say, yeah, she did what she did.
They did say that, your superior is not here. So we're just gonna do that to you now. And at the last second of the last shot, basically, when she was closed in into that thing, she saw the spirit of that relic, I think, which kind of meant to me that, well, this is what happens. Kind of seems like that.
Yep.
Okay, so if people are complaining that Warhammer 40K is not grim and dark now, still pretty freaking grim and dark. I don't see how it's not grim and dark. It's very grim dark. And the next show that we're going to talk about also, you say that it's even worse than this. So I don't think they missed a step in terms of the brutality and how illogical and fanatical they think in Warhammer 40K, which is kind of the point of the whole universe. And it's a cautionary tale of when you have such mindset that defies all logic and reason, you do horrible things and like it, basically. It's just ridiculous.
These two were funny though.
Yeah,
The orcs that keep showing. It's like
the orcs are just
like-
orcs. They
yeah.
they just kill stuff. They don't care. But it's kind of sad, again, to me, because they're losing sisters of battle that otherwise could have been a very great asset if they didn't kill them for things like that probably are not corruption. I mean, it's a rare thing to have corruption there. And the amount of death that the sisters are causing to themselves is basically just like if they decided to miss one initiate, it became chaos corrupted, and they did a bunch of stuff that are horrible. So it's kind of like, well, one evil for the other. There's no
Limited education.
Yeah.
Limited to no education, ignorant, racist, and bigoted, and fascist to the extreme. All of the things that are carried to the extreme. That's the 40K way.
Well, they're
The imperium.
fascist to themselves, which is.
Yep.
They're not only. I mean, we talked about actually this many times, and some people do say that the 40K universe is not anything atheist, and that it's not fascist because these and these reasons. Maybe the overall, when you look at the overall, this is not the idea behind it. This is not the nature of it, like is the bigger picture. But they sure do some things like that amongst themselves, even. So the great point that I do remember about this is that everything that the Emperor did and everything the Emperor does and will do, it's all about preserving humanity. So they're not discriminatory against other races because they wanna be discriminatory. They just want to protect themselves and humanity, and they know that a lot of the Xenos are hostile anyway. So as a preventative measure, they're just antagonistic, just like the aliens are, just so they can preserve themselves. And then, of course, from that desire, there comes a point where you will say things that may sound racist or sexist sexist. I'm not sure about that. But I mean, about the alien races, because you have to call them something and it's not gonna sound nice. But this something is not going to come from the fact that you hate them because they're aliens, exactly because they're aliens, but because what they can do as aliens, more of what they actually are. Because we do see, let's say, Gilliman working with the Eldar, and he's not like, oh no, Eldar, if they do something good, they do something good. So he's not gonna try to basically offend them or anything because they're Xenos, right?
Right. I agreed.
Okay. Yeah. So I think this is the nuance that many people are missing in 40K. That all of that hatred comes from the deeds of the Xenos and the potential deeds that they could do. It's not like the Imperium is completely numb to diplomacy, because we do see in the books how, let's say, Horus was trying to talk with the Interrex. Well, they're from like the first books from the Horus heresy. I think it's actually from the first book, Horus Rising, where he's talking with these human colony, but he tried to take it in another, in more, to take the diplomacy route, but it didn't work, and they just destroyed them. So yeah.
Their purpose burning crystal bright, to lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.